I was planning a Kenobi review, but nope. Of course, this has to happen. Don't worry, that Kenobi review is still happening. We're gonna record it tomorrow. But anyway, I really hate Disney's Star Wars. It's not very good. There are some good elements to it and some decent elements. Like, I liked The Mandalorian, I liked Rogue One, I liked Rebels, I liked Bad Batch, and I liked Visions and the Ahsoka novel and Jedi Fallen Order. Besides that, Disney's Star Wars is really bad. Really, really bad. Examples? Star Wars sequel trilogy, Star Wars Resistance. Besides Ahsoka, all the Disney canon books. I haven't even bothered to read the rest of them. I've heard a lot of them are bad. And then there's Bait of Boba Fett. Then there's the Abomination Kenobi, which really sucks because I like Ian McGregor's Obi-Wan Kenobi. I love the Star Wars prequels. But anyway, this most recent news of Star Wars is so conflicting. So if you don't know, Taika Waititi is directing a Star Wars film. If you don't know who he is, he played Korg in Thor Ragnarok, I should say. And the new one, Thor Love and Thunder, which I have no intentions of seeing because it looks stupid. And yeah, I didn't know how to feel about this spin-off until now, where it appears he is going to do no research, didn't pay attention to the films, and clearly is unfit for Star Wars. Alright, let's start with the first piece of evidence of this. First was a conversation between him and Natalie Portman, which, let me read it. What was your initial conversation with Natalie Portman like? I quote, "Yes, laugh. Natalie said to me, 'What do you do next?' And I said, 'I'm trying to work on a Star Wars thing.' Have you ever wanted to be in a Star Wars movie?" She said, "I've been in Star Wars movies." He says, "I forgot about those ones," and laughs. If you can't remember a single actor or actress that is in the film of a iconic franchise, you're not fit to do Star Wars. Like, even if you didn't remember, and now someone is probably going to go like, "Oh, but that's mean." I'm like, no, it's fact. Because if you don't know Star Wars or remember any key details about Star Wars, you shouldn't work on a Star Wars film. Unless if you're willing to do the research, which he clearly isn't, which we have evidence that being the case, but we'll get into that a bit later. Then the Rolling Stone, which is the people asking him the questions, they basically asked him about a quote he made where he said he wanted to distance himself from the Star Wars brand, and then he says, "Honestly, yes, but I saw someone online made an interesting point. If you go too far away from everything we've known, why is it even Star Wars? Why not just make a fresh science fiction movie?" Which that is a really good point. Good job, online person. And he continues on, you know what? Whoever said that is actually probably right. No, duh. Now that I think about it, like as you were saying that I was like, yeah, if you take away all of the Star Wars stuff, it's not Star Wars, so I um retract my thing that I said a couple of weeks ago. And here is what I was talking about with we have evidence to the case that he's um not gonna do any research. So let me read ahead. The Rolling Stone says, for the Star Wars movie you're working on, you said it wouldn't be about Chewbacca's grandmother, meaning that you weren't interested in supply diving into the backstory of the characters we know. I'm never gonna, and this is Taika Waititi, by the way, I'm never gonna please the Star Wars fans. You lost me immediately after saying that. Like, you don't have to do everything, a single thing a Star Wars fan wants, but hear me out. Let me just read the rest of it. You know, I don't want to mess with something that's treasured. Also, you feel like you've got to do a lot of research. He had me for a little bit, like, not ruining the original characters. That was fine. And then he said that. I'm like, no. And I don't have any time left. I mean, there are thousands of books that have been written. These volumes of books about Star Wars with all those characters. I just don't have the time to get through them. So I can't say, like, confidently I'd be able to do something that's like very close to what everyone knows. I'm not promising that I'm not going to do anything like that. I'm just saying it'd be easier for me to not do that. Would you like to see a Jar Jar Binks movie? Now, obviously, this is a joke, but the rest of his point, like, why are you directing a Star Wars movie if you don't want to do any research? Or if you don't even have time to, let's say, read any of the books? You know, there's something like, I don't know, Audible? Like, I've been listening to books on Audible. Like, I recently listened to the Darth Plagueis novel, and it was better than all of Disney's garbage. Or, there's another thing I do for research. And what's that? Oh yeah, watch people's videos. Because there are tons of videos about certain Star Wars characters. One channel that does this very well, in my opinion, is the YouTube channel Scoundrels Cantina. Scoundrels Cantina is really good at giving you the basic facts about each character. They do a really good job. And you say it's going to take too long, even though I just gave you two really good ideas about how to get some research in a very quick way. You know, I'm glad I'm going to be done with Star Wars very soon. Like, the modern Star Wars. Because it's just not that good. Like, yes, there are some good things here and there about the modern Star Wars, but as I said, they're very little. And just seeing Bait of Boba Fett and also that Kenobi series, which I was really looking forward to, even though I still was a bit worried because, in my opinion, it should have stayed a movie. Even if it was a Disney Plus exclusive movie, it should have never been a series. And I'm sticking with that claim. Just how it's been going now, ever since like Gina got fired, it's not very good. And I don't hold all the writers accountable. I believe that Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni do care about this franchise, but since Kathleen Kennedy is in charge, they can't do that much to save Star Wars. They're restricted because Kathleen Kennedy holds all the power. That's why I feel that they're doing this whole Marvel thing, which was a really bad idea from the start. Star Wars is not Marvel. Star Wars can have its spin-offs, but not like how they're doing it now. Like, to be honest, a big portion of the spin-off shows they announced after Mando Season 2 a success, I didn't care for a big portion of those spin-off shows that were announced. Like, I don't want them to do the whole Marvel thing with Star Wars because clearly Marvel and Star Wars are two separate brands and they shouldn't act the same way. Like, one complaint I do personally have with The Mandalorian is it feels too much like Marvel at points. And that's a personal opinion. That's how I view it. But continuing on, I pulled up the chart of all the spin-offs that they announced, and I'm going to tell you how I felt about them before Gina got fired. Alright, there was Rangers of the New Republic. I originally didn't care for this one because then hearing it was going to be a series about Cara Dune, Gina Carano's character, as I started thinking about it more, I'm now like, man, I wish they made that. Because when I got to know Gina a little bit more, thanks to the Drunk 3PO videos, I really wish they made that show because that would have been interesting. Bad Batch. Yes, I was excited for the Bad Batch because I loved that Season 7 arc with them. I liked them. And I still enjoyed the show, even though I do have some issues with the show, but that's going to happen. Obi-Wan. I was a bit iffy on that one. Like, I was excited when it was a movie, but then when it got announced as a show, I'm like, ooh, I don't know how to feel about that. But obviously, I do regret having some hope for it because it wasn't very good. But I'm not going to get my thoughts about Kenobi right away because I am planning a review very soon. Then there's the Ahsoka series. I actually did want to see this one, me being a big Ahsoka Tano fan. And I was really hyped for this one. Of course, I'm not going to see it now because this, again, what happened to Gina. I would watch it if it was coming out this year, but it's, according to what I searched, Ahsoka isn't coming out until 2023, which it's not even worth it at that point. Then there's Andor. You know, I would have rather had Ahsoka first and then Andor, but granted, I didn't care for Andor. I don't care he's getting his own series. And this is coming from someone who actually liked Rogue One. The one spinoff I actually like, I did like Solo 2, but I still don't know how to feel about that in the modern day. Lando, as much as I like Lando, no, I was not excited for that show. Visions, I didn't know what the heck Visions was at the time. I didn't care for it, and then of course I watched it, and I actually do kind of like it. I do need to do a Visions review because it's a good thing. It's a good series for anime fans slash Star Wars fans. It's a good series. Has its issues, but we'll get into that later. Rogue Squadrons. I can't remember how I felt about that one, but I'm guessing nothing much. Then there's the Acolyte, which I am not watching. Even then, I did not want to watch it because what I'm hearing, that's the Leslie Headland show. That you know who I'm talking about. Here's a picture of her. And what I've heard, her show is going to take place in the High Republic era. I forgot about the High Republic. The High Republic is also garbage. Forgot to mention that. So yeah, I wasn't too hyped with Acolyte either. And then A Droid Story. This one I was 50-50 on because I did watch a video a long time ago saying how George wanted a movie set on the droids, which obviously never happened. And then a friend of mine did bring up a good point is George Lucas would have done it right, but Disney is not going to, which that's a good point. Like, yeah, I didn't care for a big portion of these spin-offs. Like, as I said, originally I didn't care for Visions, Rangers of the Republic, Lando, Andor, Acolyte, Rogue Squadrons. Like, I didn't care for a big portion of those shows anyway. And it's a shame because, like, as I said, I was excited for Ahsoka. I had some hope for the Obi-Wan Kenobi show, which... big mistake. I should have known better. And then, as I said, I actually liked Bad Batch Season 1. And it's kind of a shame because Bad Batch Season 2 actually kind of looks good. If anything, if I still stuck around for Star Wars for a little bit, it would most likely to watch Bad Batch Season 2. And then I'm done with Star Wars. And maybe Jedi Fallen Order 2, that also looks pretty good. But yeah, I've just lost so much hope for modern Star Wars. And I honestly just don't care anymore. And then there's like an announcement of a Reva show, which I hope that's not true because Reva sucks. But anyway, yeah. I am pretty much fed up with Star Wars at this point. It just keeps getting worse and worse and worse. And I did see some of the leaked trailers on like Mandalorian Season 3 and Ahsoka. Ahsoka seemed interesting. Mando Season 3 I was not interested into that much. I'm going to tell you what apparently happens in that season and, well, what the trailer is basically putting out. Apparently, Mando still has the Darksaber, and Bo-Katan is hunting down Mando, even though he didn't want the saber to begin with. Like, why is he running from Bo-Katan? Like, I'm done. If you want to keep going with Disney's Star Wars, that's fine. I'm just not going to join you. Because as Star Wars keeps getting worse and worse, I'm more going into the EU as I keep going. Like, as I said, I like the Plagueis novel. I love the Force Unleashed games. I actually did get the Jedi Knight games, which I can't wait to play. I also want to play Republic Commando. But yeah, I'm just probably gonna go focus more on the old stuff and make my own movies. So yeah, how do you feel about this new situation with Taika Waititi? Tell me in the comments. And have a nice day, everyone.